June 5th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for the city of Coralville, Iowa. I'd like to add an item that's not on the agenda, but I'd like to introduce our new P&Z member, Aaron Mozina. Aaron, thanks for joining the group, and we're glad to have you.
Thank you.
All right, item 2 is roll call.
Dokun. Here. Holderness.
Here.
Aaron's.
Here.
Moniza.
Here.
Winman.
Here. All right, we'll move on to item 3 is approval of the agenda for tonight. Do we have any corrections to the agenda? Nope. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Seconded by?
Second.
So moved by Aaron, seconded by Winman. We will now vote on approving the agenda. All those who approve say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. The motion carried 5-0. All right, we'll move on to item number 4, approval of the December 6th, 2023 minutes. Do we have any corrections to the minutes?
Motion to approve.
All right, have a motion to approve from Wendman,
Seconded.
seconded by Aaron's. We'll now vote on approving the minutes from the December 6th, 2023 meeting.
Sorry. Aaron's.
Aye.
Moniza.
Aye.
Dokun. Holderness.
Aye.
Winman.
Aye.
All right, the motion passed all ayes. Item 5 is election of officers. There was a memo in the packet from Dave Johnson about the officers' schedule that this commission has, and so is there any additional information you have, Dave, that you want to share?
No. I'm Dave Johnson, Community Development Director for the City of Coralville. Planning and Zoning Commission nominates a chairperson and vice chairperson every year. And last year, Commissioner Holderness was vice chairperson, so he assumes the role of chairperson. I'm just asking the commission to nominate a vice chairperson who will assume the role of chairperson for 2025.
I would like to nominate Brad Friedoff, and I have checked with him, and he is willing to serve. So,
All right, so we have a nomination of Friedoff by Wendman. A second?
Second.
Second by Aaron's. We'll now vote on the election of officers.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Moniza.
Aye.
Winman.
aye.
Dokun. Holderness.
Aye. The motion passed all ayes. We'll now go on to item 6. This is a request by 965 Development Company to consider recommending approval of a preliminary plat for Coral Ridge Commerce Park Part 2, phases 8 through 12 and 14 through 16. I will now open the public hearing. If you would like to speak to this matter, please step to the podium and sign in with your name and your address. Seeing none, we will now close the public hearing. And we will move on to consider the motion recommending approval of the preliminary plat. Do you have a motion?
Motion to
Motion.
approve.
Motion by Aaron to approve. Second?
Seconded.
Seconded by Mozina. Any discussion? We'll now vote on the motion.
Dave, you have something?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, this is the property here. I would just note it may not be clear on the scale of drawings that may have been provided. However, there is a 40-foot access easement that is being platted with this that's going to be providing frontage for lots 15 and 16, as well as the shared access easement that's already in place separating lot 16 from High V. Other than that, planning staff has reviewed the preliminary plat and finds that it conforms with the requirements for preparation and filing. That's all I have.
Thank you. All right, we'll now vote on approval of the motion.
Dokun. Moniza.
Aye.
Aaron's.
Aye.
Winman.
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye. The motion passed all ayes. Move on to item 7. This is a public hearing, request by the Oaks Family Partnership to consider recommending approval to rezone from C2 Arterial Commercial and R1 Single Family Residential Districts to the RPUD1 Residential Planned Unit Development 1 District, approval of a PUD-A Site Plan, and approval of a preliminary plat for West Village. We will now open the public hearing. Anyone who'd like to speak, please come to the stand and sign in with your name and address. All right, seeing none, we'll close the public hearing. Dave, do you have information you'd like to share with us about this?
I do, thank you. To start off, there was a small update to sheet 1 of the PUD-A Master Development Plan. What that does is that establishes some anticipated minimum lot sizes and lot lengths. We are going to be considering small lots on this development as narrow as 18 feet. The reason for that being is there's a recent trend, I would say, in development where prospective buyers can get better financing, better interest rates, and greater affordability in properties when they're on a platted lot versus a condo. So the financing on it is a little bit different. Andy or Shane, if you have anything to add to that, please do, but that is how I understand it. This isn't all that different from what we're doing in Forever Green Heights. Very similar situation where we have a side-by-side townhome that's being created into a 0 lot. We're creating small parcels, and financing becomes more attainable, and they can get better interest rates. And in turn, we hope that we can help promote affordability for some of these properties. So that was a small change to that. Other than that, there really aren't any other changes. This will be a combination of residential and commercial uses on 28 acres. It's generally at the southwest corner of Oakdale and Jones Boulevards. The project is in the West Land Use area and will include a total of 452 residential units, and that'll be provided in a variety of housing options, including single-family detached, single-family attached, townhomes, and multifamily units. There'll be 107 multifamily units provided above first-floor commercial space that will be located in 2 mixed-use buildings that is proposed nearest the intersection of Jones and Oakdale Boulevards. This development will occur over 3 phases and 8 years. The development also includes a 0.70 acre park with a playground and gazebo, a dog park, and also a sedge meadow stormwater feature with a walking path that connects the western portion of this development to the commercial users on the east side. It also connects to Crossing Ridge Drive. As you can kind of see in these exhibits, the new elementary school that Clear Creek Amana School District is building is immediately west of this location and adjacent to Crossing Ridge Drive. Streets will be lined with trees. Those trees will be planted in parkways. Additional trees will also be provided in yards and open space. In total, this development will be introducing 462 trees to be included with the project. This is the park amenity plan, and I've also provided the commission the landscape plan for this. In 2022, the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended and City Council approved amending this property from corporate campus to medium density residential. The remnant 2.64 acres near the intersection of Jones and Oakdale Boulevards was preserved as mixed use, specifically for a project similar to this. And again, it was in order to maintain a commercial presence at that intersection, as well as the opportunity to provide neighborhood-level commercial goods and services for this growing residential area. Immediately south of here is Ridgeview Addition, and we're also entertaining a number of development proposals and interest for properties in this area. So this is designed to be a neo-traditional or a new urbanist neighborhood design. What makes these developments different from traditional modern developments is a focus is placed on the pedestrian and resident experience rather than designing around vehicles. So it's essential these developments focus on walkability, access to amenities, and recreation. The physical environment has to be carefully planned and executed in order for these developments to achieve the desired sense of place. This includes landscaping, mix of uses, mix of building types, building materials, density, streetscapes, access to parks, trails, and how everything relates to each other. So if done well, they can add density while also adding to a overall living experience for not only this neighborhood but surrounding areas. We've been working with the developer on this since October of 2023. New urbanist design elements evident in this plan include the integrated parks, open space, and trails. Other amenities contained within the development include neighborhood-level retail, as well as a mixture of housing types. The development has tree-lined parkways and houses with strong front porch features which orient to the street to create a defined and cohesive streetscape, and porch features, and view shed. Garages are either attached or detached and are rear loading from a private alley. Street widths are the minimum required for fire and emergency apparatus, and building types and materials are of good quality, cohesive, and differentiated enough to add interest. So exact building styles will be further developed and submitted for the Commission's consideration with subsequent PUD-B submittals. So as the Commission is aware, a PUD-A site plan is a site plan that's done for large acreages, long-term developments, multi-phase developments, and what we're oftentimes doing is establishing the development parameters for that. We basically figure out in that process everything in terms of land use, road layout, building layout. We figure out everything really except specific landscaping plans. We go from noting a deciduous tree to noting something as a swamp white oak, for example. And we also dive into very specific building design with subsequent PUD-B submittals. The PUD-A establishes the density arrangements. Everything else is figured out at this level. The requested rezoning and site plan can be considered consistent with the Coralville Community Plan and West Land Use Area Master Plan. The Coralville Community Plan identifies the area as a key growth area for the community and region. Mixed-use areas are intended to be walkable, pedestrian-oriented commercial spaces on first floors with residential units above. Medium-density residential is intended to provide single-family detached and attached structures and oftentimes serve as transition between higher-density and lower-density housing. Medium-density residential has an average overall density between 16 and 16 dwelling units per acre. This proposed development has an average density of 15.98 dwelling units per acre. The amendment will address growing residential demands in the area and also add to the mixture of housing types in the community. The development will be in close proximity to amenities such as schools, shopping, trails, parks, and clinics. The request can be considered consistent with the trend of development as well as the community plan's goals to create neighborhoods that are responsive to the needs of a variety of residents with access to services, commerce, and recreation. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dave. Any questions from the Commission of Dave?
Just one quick one. Could you say it again where you said it was similar to another one?
So one of the developments that we have currently in Coralville is for Evergreen Heights. This is in the northeast section of town. This is also a mixture of residential types. We have single-family attached, single-family detached, townhomes, and eventually there'll be multifamily out here. But you can see a lot of these duplexes here were originally platted on one lot, and very similar to what's driving the platting process for this development. The developer learned that their buyers can get better financing by this being on a lot versus as a condo or a condominium. So these developments still all have the same covenants and restrictions. A development like West Village that we're considering right now is going to have many covenants and restrictions that the homeowners association is going to have to be governing aesthetic and maintenance, minimum design expectations, things of that nature. I don't want to say this is identical to, but I think the inspiration and the best comparable development to the intent and design behind West Village at this point is the peninsula in Iowa City. So if you were to look at an aerial image, or if you were to look at those development layouts and plans, you'll see very similar style buildings, very similar style densities, very similar style new urbanist design features.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Dave, is it too early to tell what the price range on some of these homes might be out there? Just ballpark?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I don't know whether,
Hopefully 400s for the townhouses.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right.
do
Item A.
you have a question or?
Yeah, they'll just go up there and sign in or something?
Yes, please. If you would go up to the mic, please, and sign in your name and address, please.
So my name is Barbara Call, and my husband George and I live out in Blue Sage area. So we've been watching Oakdale and Jones and the road development. So I was just wondering, since we're not familiar with the map, if you could go back to that big map that you were talking about, and it had all these squares on it, rectangles. Not
Sure.
that one, but the other one. Forgive my ignorance on this, but I was just curious to know what we're going to be looking at in the next 8 years. Yes.
So what you're seeing here in the northeast part of this is a 5-story mixed-use building. This is a 5-story mixed-use building. These two buildings are going to be predominantly masonry stone buildings. There'll be apartments or condos above, and then there's going to be 33,000 square feet of commercial space on the first floors. The remainder of these larger buildings here are multifamily buildings. And then everything,
Excuse me, so multifamily just...
like apartment buildings.
Okay,
Apartment
so those are
buildings.
the
So-
long chocolate-covered rectangles are like apartment buildings.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So these will be apartment buildings here.
Uh-huh.
These will be, again, predominantly brick, stone, LP, smart siding. And I can pull up some pictures of the single-family stuff that we're doing on the west side, or I should say the developer's doing. Over here are townhomes with
Okay.
rear load garages. These are single-family homes here. These are single-family homes. So anything you see here attached is a 3-unit townhome. I don't know if I have the specific. These are sample porch designs with the front of the houses will look like. All of the products are going to be an LP, which is an engineered wood product, or they're going to be a stone veneer or a brick veneer on the buildings. There's a playground. They have some of that information. Here's some general concepts on building types, what we can expect with a development like this.
Okay.
Again, these are just for the master development plan. We're actually a follow-up to this before they can build homes will be a PUD-B Site Plan. And again, at that site plan, what we're looking at is very specific landscape design. And we really get into they'll provide us exact elevations for these buildings.
Okay, and can you go back to that one where you had the pink on it?
Yep.
I guess we were sitting over there and we couldn't see what anything was.
Sure.
So if you go up, you had some green and, I think they were pink, triangular looking. Is that where the parks are going to be then?
So let me go down to
When you
the
first
the
started.
landscape plan, or actually, let me go down to the recreation plan.
Yeah, that.
So here in the southeast corner, this is a playground and gazebo and open space. This triangle here, this is a dog park.
Okay.
And then this area here is actually a Sage Meadow stormwater wetland. So this is serving two functions. Function one is it is containing and managing quite a bit of stormwater from this development. So it's trapping that stormwater and it's treating it, and then it puts it back into the soil and eventually our aquifers. But it's actually a very attractive feature as well, and so there is a sidewalk and walking path around that stormwater wetland, because again, it's really kind of a nice feature.
Right. And there'll be sidewalks along the Oakdale and all that, so
There will be,
pedestrians.
there'll be
Great.
sidewalks on the south side of Oakdale and also on the south side of this park, east side and west side of the park.
Wonderful. Okay, that really helps us, because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
no, that's it, and it looks like a lot of boxes otherwise, so, great question.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I like the idea that you're going to be containing that water that drips off, because we live down by a pond right now, where there's the HOA Blue Sage area,
Sure, yeah.
and I just worry about whether or not the soil from the construction area is coming down into that pond. Anyway, that might be for another department, but if you can prevent that from happening, it'd be great.
That will, this stormwater wetland feature will certainly
Thank
help.
you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the rezoning from C2 and R1 to RPUD1?
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Doku. Any discussion? We'll now vote on the motion.
Winman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Moniza,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye. Motion carried, all ayes. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the PUD-A Site Plan?
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Doku. We will now vote on the approval of the PUD-A Site Plan. All those who approve say aye. All those, whoops, that's the wrong thing. Sorry.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Moniza,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the preliminary plat?
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Dokun. We'll now vote on the motion to approve the preliminary plat.
Winman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Moniza,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye. Motion passed, all ayes. We'll now move on to item 8. This is the request by IRL Parkview Investments, LLC, to consider recommending approval of a PUD-B Site Plan and a Final Plat for IRL Parkview Lot 3. We'll now open the public hearing. Anyone who would like to address the commission on this item? All right, hearing none, seeing none, we will close the public hearing. Dave, do you have any information for us?
I do. This will be a 42-unit multifamily residential building located on approximately 8/10 of an acre. This is the third of 6 buildings that are proposed in the Parkview residential campus. Shown on the screen right now is the master development plan that was prepared some years ago. It shows Lot 4 on here, but this is actually Building 3. I can kind of circle it right here. This is Building 1. This is the first building that was done. This is the pitched roof building. This is Building 2 that was completed approximately a couple years ago, the flat roof building. Building 4, opposite of that, is also going to be a flat roof building, almost identical in design. Same stone, same brick, same porches, a little bit shorter, I believe. And then future Building 4 up here, separating the campus from the highway, will be a pitched roof building to be in keeping with Building 1. This phase of the development is also going to be addressing the stormwater component of Outlot B. And we did work with the developer quite a bit on this, and we do have landscaping that's in keeping with the planting concepts, and Outlot A is slightly smaller than originally planned. We did need to accommodate some parking. It was mutually agreed upon by everybody. City staff felt best if that parking were not on street, especially in a urban, walkable neighborhood, but rather behind the building. And that pushed Outlot A a little bit, or the west boundary for Outlot A a little bit further east, and consequently, Outlot A future park is slightly smaller. But other than that, the plan concept is, or I'm sorry, the proposal is in compliance with the master plan for Parkview, and city staff is in support of this. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dave. Any questions from the commission for Dave? All right, hearing none, do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the PUD-B Site Plan?
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Dokun. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll go ahead with the vote, please.
Moniza,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye. Motion passed, all ayes. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the final plat?
So moved.
Moved by Mosina,
Seconded.
second by Aaron's. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Winman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Moniza,
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye. The motion is passed, all ayes. I will consider a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Dokun. Any discussion?
Wow.
All right, vote please. Call vote.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Moniza,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Holderness.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you
Thank you.
for your time.
Thank you, everyone.